Another mother.
What's going on?
Not much, Saul. How you doing?
Well, I could be better, but we all know what happened the other night, and it's a sad day in Dolphins land. So, let's get right to it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Everything else okay?
Everything else is fine, brother. Just sitting there trying to get done this last double of the three. It's the last one. So I'm looking forward to getting done, cleaning up, getting past dinner, going home, getting a shower, and just chilling. Seriously. And so, you still there, Paul? Paul? Okay, I guess we lost Paul. But good afternoon. There you go. There it
No.
is.
Yeah, I was trying to get some invites out to people.
Okay, because I was wondering. I said, did we lose Paul? I think we lost Paul.
No, I'm on my phone, so in the car. So,
Gotta make it do what it do.
yeah, the biggest thing I was disappointed with last night was
Say that again, because you were breaking up.
the biggest thing I was disappointed in last night was the play calling.
Yeah, yeah. Michael Winters, you said it perfectly, brother. Definitely. You might want to put the link up because there's a couple, you know,
Yeah.
people want to sit there and come on. I got Anthony Pialucci. He wants to come on. I just sent him the name of the podcast, so definitely throw it up. Good morning to all the people that are watching. Good morning and good afternoon to you guys. Doing a special noon edition of WCFL Dolphins Talk today.
Yeah, I just threw the link up for everybody. You want to join in, join in. If you can, winners, you just bring them on as they come in.
That's not a problem. I can do that.
'Cause I'm driving home right now, but
It's all good.
I don't understand the play calls
I don't think
because
any of us. I don't think any of us understand the play calling. I don't. I don't know what that was. I mean, I'm just to a point right now. I mean, we did get what we wanted. We did run the ball. That's one thing I did want to see is us running the ball. But you're right. The play calling on offense was atrocious. And on defense, ladies and gentlemen, the defense only can do so much. The defense,
yeah,
when
and the
we
defense
rally
was
the
out
first,
there so much.
right.
The the defense was out there so much they didn't have time to get rest.
Mm,
And the
definitely.
play calls when you're throwing the same play, one side to the other, stop with just pitching out to a sweep. They were reading that left and right.
Right.
And then when you're 4th and 13 and you go for a 5-yard pass, what good is that?
I want to say to Bahana, Banana, it was a little bit of both last night, honestly. It was the play calling and the play execution. I think it was a little bit of both. At the end of the day, these are professional athletes. I know we had a lot of injuries. But it just seemed like it was no urgency. And it just seemed like it was no urgency out there. The defense did whatever they could do. What's going on, Anthony? I'm trying to see the link. The link is in the chat. It's right up here. So definitely, if you want to come on, I'll bring you on. So, but I know for a fact. What's up, Pedro? Here we go with Pedro. Tua, Tua is 1-6 versus playoff teams this season. We ain't moving on from Tua. Wait. Says it all. How to fix it up to Mike and Tua. We ain't moving on from Tua. LOL. Fence might even extend him through the offseason. Tua is the first read QB, no bueno. And he needs to work on that this offseason. Half of our team starters is injured, which sucks as well. Work on more depth next season, linebackers and corners. So I like your input, Pedro. If you want to come on, Pedro, come on, Pedro. Come on up for a little bit.
I just sent you the link, Pedro.
And so definitely. So definitely, ladies and gentlemen, this is a really rough day for us. It's definitely a rough day for me. I'm not going to sit here and lie. It got to a point I passed out. When I seen 26-7, I wound up crashing, and then I wound up waking up a little later and then sitting there and going back. I went right to sleep. So, yeah.
Yeah, I stayed up till the end of the game, but it wasn't worth it.
Right. Right. Excuse me. Oh, man.
I mean, that's where I saw a 4th and 13, and they throw a 5-yard pass like it's going to do something when it hasn't done anything all night.
Yeah, I know. I mean, what got me was we ran the ball on 1st and 2nd down, and decided to try to pass the ball on 3rd and 4th down. Like,
yeah,
especially a 3 and 2 or a 4 and 2. You know,
yep.
so I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand. But guess what? We are who we were. Second hardest schedule in the league. And we finished. What majority of everybody wanted. We all said it, and we all said it some way, shape, or form. We hope Tua doesn't get hurt this season. Well, he didn't get hurt this season, but we had about 17 or 18 other players that did get hurt this season, and that definitely was a very major impact going on this mini playoff run that we had.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
So, I mean, what I will say is I don't regret anything. I mean, I would love for us to still be playing next week, going towards Baltimore or whatever, or what have you. But at the end of the day, I'll say this. The experiences I had this season was like no other, and I definitely would like to shout out my whole Fins family that I interacted with the whole season, and that was a blessing. I enjoyed that. That means more to me than anything, without a doubt. You know,
Well,
so
it was a pleasure just getting with you, winners. I love every minute we had time to interact with each other.
I appreciate that, and then the feeling is mutual, Paul. And you helped me get to that Carolina game, and you helped me with a diabolical plan, and I appreciate and thank you and love you for that. Because if it wasn't for
And
you,
that's
you know,
something I don't
definitely.
think either one of us will forget.
Oh, I loved it. I loved every single moment
Especially
of
the
it.
look on Dirk, especially the look on Dirk's face.
Oh man, Dirk's face, Ollie's face, everybody's face is Pam's face. Like, you know, you can't get that. You can't get that, and that's a beautiful thing, man. You know, and you guys mean a lot to me. Y'all really do. I mean, my Fins fam, man, y'all really, really, y'all don't realize when you have a dark day or things just seem like it's crumbling down. You guys actually pick me up. Even the little things that you guys post online, that helps pick me up, man. So I appreciate my Fins family. I really do.
And you
Definitely.
know what, Saul, I agree with you 1,000% because it's helped me out a lot too.
Hmm. Definitely. I'm right here, brother. Trust me. It's been
The
plenty of
the,
days.
the, Finn, the Finn family is some of the most caring, loving people I have met outside of outside of our own immediate family.
I agree. I agree. I see somebody said I already miss you guys. We miss you too. I'm sorry we're on StreamYard and we don't know who the Facebook
If
users
you're on
are.
Facebook right now, because I'm not at home, I can't see who's on Facebook.
Right,
Just post your name, please.
right. So, but yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I want to also shout out the numerous and hundreds of Miami Dolphin fans that made that trip. Shout out to all you guys. I like Ashley Natalia and Lewis and Mr.
Bob
Ma Barker
Sampson,
and Chris Barker and Finn
yeah.
Sasson and Joe Clark and who else? Start naming some names because I know you know a few people I might not be naming, Paul.
There's, I think, Jason Jenkins was out there with his son.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, there's a few I seen out there, and I mean, I just hope to God no one got too sick or too anything. because I know it was miserable out there.
Well, you see, wait. Let's rewind that and definitely shout out to Trinessa. What's up, Trinessa? Did you see the fool that had no shirt on
Yes,
screaming? Oh
yes,
man.
I did.
Oh my God. I was cold. I was just cold. Sheesh. I was just cold, man. All right, I'm bringing Anthony on.
The first thing I said when I saw that, I said, "Drunk asshole."
I'm about to bring Anthony on, y'all.
Okay.
Yeah, Anthony, what's going on, brother? How you feeling, man?
Paul, good to see you, Paul. So good to see you,
What's up,
bud.
Anthony?
Brother, how you feel, man?
It's,
So, I mean, we already know how we all feeling this morning, this afternoon. So, I mean, it's a somber day in Miami Dolphins land, and the season is over. We'd never want to see that, but I say this: reality sets in with me, man. I mean, I told a few cats. I seen what I needed to see in the Buffalo game to kind of have some type of realization what we were going to run into in Kansas City. I'm still a fan. You still want to see your team win, but it is what it is. Like, I would like to know what your assessment of last night was.
I agree with you. Let me just say this, Papa Paul. Giovanni wore the shirt he bought from you at that game. Every game after that for the rest of the season, including last night, the 8-chan shirts you guys made up, and Jenna as well. She got the tank top, so the colder weather she couldn't. But that was great stuff, man. Great product you had there. But yeah, it was what I expected. I held out hope for Tua. I knew the reality of the situation. I mean, I watch all the games and I could see, you have to either have blind faith or, denial is not just a river in Egypt, as they say. But we all knew what was going to happen, man. Anybody that watches the games.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that got me really is even as depleted as their defense was, they did a hell of a job.
Bro, they were out there on the field the whole time.
Right.
Yeah.
You think about how cold it was. Look at what happened to Mahomes' helmet. That's how cold it was. That thing.
Yes, sir.
Think about what this defense felt like. You're on the sidelines. You get to warm up, and you can, get back warm, and then it's not as cold when you come out.
Yeah.
These guys were out there the entire game. I mean, and I agree with what you said. The run. I mean, to me, he ran the ball 8 times. Mostert did. He averaged 4 yards a carry. And I heard McDaniel say we didn't do enough on first and second downs. What do you mean? We ran the ball at 4 yards a clip, and then it's 3rd and 2. When you abandon the run, you throw the ball right over here. Tua can't complete a pass right there.
Right.
I mean,
man, I feel you. Trust me. And, I feel the same. I think we all feel the same way. Mr. Polk, I want to welcome you this afternoon also, my brother.
Mr. Polk, you might have some background noise, Mr. Polk, or something else on.
No.
No, it's not him. It's not him, Paul. I'm sitting in a room where they got little fish tanks, so it might be a little
okay.
So that's me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now, how's everything? How you guys doing? Papa Paul, got some winners. Anthony, I've seen you on another platform, man. I like your takes, bro. I really do.
Thanks, brother. That's probably Larry K. That's the only other place I do any talking.
All right.
Well, we appreciate you joining us and everything. It was all in all, I think it was still a good game last night. But it was just the play calling that really just threw me for a loop.
Well, with me, it's a combination of things. It was play calling because I seen some pretty bad play calls. It was one play call that really threw me off. I said, "Come on, McDaniel, you gotta do better than this." And then also, I shouldn't say this, but I got to say this. Tua is not. He's not the QB that we need, but we are stuck with him. And I'm gonna be straight, and I shouldn't say it, but I'm gonna say it right now. I think Tua is the backup quarterback, if anything. I shouldn't say it, but because he still can improve, and I hope that he does. But if he doesn't improve, his best thing is to being a backup quarterback in the NFL. That's how I see it, and I'm not putting down our team because I love my team dearly since, for life, but he's just not right now, he's not the answer. And then as far as Coach McDaniels goes, this being the second year, he's going to go to his third year, because I'm already hearing on ESPN, NFL.com, that more than likely he's going to be on the hot seat if the season doesn't turn out to be what it's supposed to be. He's going to be on the hot seat next for his third season. So,
Well, yeah, of course, if we end up making the playoffs and still losing the first round, most definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at it this way, not to cut you off, Mr. Polk. You look at it this way. We gave Flores 3 years. I always said I'm giving McDaniel. I give coaches at least 3 years, unless they do terribly bad the first two. Now, if it's just common sense and fundamentals and stuff within the first 2 years, then that's different. But I'm gonna give this man to his third season. This is the third season. This is the no excuse season, like for real. So for me, this is the third season for McDaniel's system, and this is the option year. So they don't have to sign Tua this year. This is the option year. So at the end of the day, I mean, they can sit there right now, go into the draft somebody that's going to be competition for Tua, and show them like, listen, bro, and I said this before, and I'm going to say this again. I like Tua, but he don't have that umph. He don't have that extra umph, like a Mahomes, like a Allen. Like that, like you gotta have that extra gear, man. You gotta sit there and knuckle up. He don't have that. He don't got that. He don't have that dog in him. They think he got that dog. He don't got that dog in him. He just don't.
No,
and
he doesn't.
He just doesn't. It's not talking bad about the man. It's not that at all. He just doesn't have that dog. To me, he don't have that dog in him. He don't.
Right.
And it's not.
I will say this much: Tua, to me, is a great quarterback, but he's not an elite quarterback at all. Unless he shows major improvement, I don't see him being that quarterback that's going to bring us to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl.
Right. I agree.
I don't know how much, Paul, I don't know. This is year 4. I don't know how much more.
This is actually will be Tua's 5th year.
Yeah, he's regressed, if anything. And just real quick, I want to say this. Everybody last year, the huge supporters were saying, well, if we had Tua at that stretch of this, we'd have won those games. If we had Tua in that playoff game, we'd have beat Buffalo. Well, here he is. We had Tua in this last stretch of the season. He played terrible against these formidable opponents. We crapped away our 3-game lead in the division. He played that playoff game. If you look at the stats, that Skylar Thompson, as a rookie, who was playing with the rookie head coach at the time, in a playbook that was designed for Tua, not for Skylar's strengths. I mean, he threw for 2 less completions. He had 18 total completions. Skylar did last year against Buffalo and Buffalo. Tua had 20 last night, and he threw for more yards, and he threw for the same amount of touchdowns.
And I agree with you 1,000% on that. Yeah.
So I mean, what are we saying that And this is what I don't like is that I've been hard on McDaniel, and I'm with you, Paul. There's been a lot of since I had friends of mine I watched the games with every week. That Denver game, I was like, what the hell is he doing? And they're like, bro, you're never happy. We're scoring 70. I'm like, you got to look at what's going to happen when we play other teams. He's doing knucklehead stuff that he did last year with this play calling. It's going to cost us when it matters. Screw this 70 points, because I'm always analyzing the future for us, But I want to say this. I feel bad McDaniel is going to be on the hot seat, and it's going to be because of Tua's limitations. And last night, although there were some, scratch ahead, there was a lot of plays where guys are open that Tua doesn't make the pass, he throws a pick. McDaniel's drawing up plays that there's other options that are open. And as Tua's limitations that aren't getting these plays, they look unsuccessful, but it's not because of McDaniel necessarily all the time. And I admit that now.
That's where I come in and I talk about Tua's spot throwing. I'm not in with this spot throwing shit. No. If you can't throw the ball to the player when you need to throw the ball to the player or see other players around.
Are you a quarterback evaluator?
Are you a quarterback evaluator? How much about the position do you know? I mean, look, man, since the year 2000, the Miami Dolphins have been to the playoffs like 3 times, right? We rebuilt, and finally we get an opportunity. We played 17 games. We won 11 of them. Our quarterback set team records. Our team set team records. We had a great season as far as I'm concerned. And instead of us coming on here celebrating the leaps and the bounds that we have come, we get all these experts come on here and criticize a team that they know nothing about. I'm sick of it. Let's love the season that we just had and get ready for the draft.
I'm sorry,
Y'all
Nick, I
start out
disagree
with this
with you.
shit,
I
man. Y'all can't
disagree
even
with you.
celebrate. Y'all can't even celebrate what you
Person
accomplished
at a
because you're
time.
crying
sorry.
over shit that you didn't accomplish. You're crying over shit that you didn't accomplish that we was never going to accomplish because we wasn't ready yet. We just came from the mud. What y'all expect us to do? Go 17-0 and win the Super Bowl? Enjoy the season that we just had. What the fuck y'all on y'all own shit for denigrating, and not one person that came and said, I'm so proud of this team. I'm so happy about this season. It was the most exciting season we've had since we won our
I'm
last
sorry,
playoff
Nick,
game.
you're wrong.
Not one person. I'm sick of this shit.
Hey, Nick. First thing first, Nick, good afternoon. How are you today? That's how you really feeling today, Nick?
Good
He's muted
grief,
right
man.
now.
No, take him off mute. I want to say good afternoon.
Only one person on this panel had the pleasure of playing in the NFL. The rest of us are fans, and we want to act like we know more than Coach Mack, like we know more than everybody. Y'all shout out with that.
But in the same sense, Nick, you can feel your way, and I'm gonna feel mine too. And at the end of the day, ain't nobody said this wasn't a good season. Ain't nobody said that.
What we crying about? What we crying about?
Whoa. I let you say your piece. Let me say my piece, bro. Because you came on here firing hot. So give me a second. Let me speak. All right? First thing first, right? We have every right as fans to sit there and be who we are. We're fucking fans, right? That's what fans do, right?
But that's the route you choose to take. You choose to take the negative instead of talking about accentuating the positive.
Nobody chooses
Why you don't
negative,
accentuate the
Nick.
positive?
Hold on for a second, Nick. Because I ain't gonna lie. I just got checked by OJ just the other night. Okay? I got checked by OJ when he came on the show Wednesday night, 45 minutes. Okay? So I hear what you're saying. But in the same sense, my guy, I'm a fan just like you and everybody else on this panel.
Are you a realistic fan?
Yes, I see it.
What did you expect? What did you expect?
I was there 2 weeks ago against Buffalo. Not what it was.
A team that haven't won a playoff game since the year 2000. Y'all expect them to what? To go undefeated and win the Super Bowl?
Ain't nobody expecting nothing. That's what you're saying, Nick. At the end of the day,
why accentuate the negative? Why accentuate the negative?
Whoa, hold on.
Why we can't take 24 hours and reminisce on the great season we had?
Hold the fuck on. You coming on our platform, firing shots right off the bat and not expecting no repercussions for it.
I don't care about repercussions.
You ain't giving us. You ain't giving. I know you don't. I don't care either. But at the end of the day, just 2 weeks ago, I was at the Buffalo game. I seen that shit from my hand firsthand. Am I realistically saying that we had a chance? Realistically, I feel as a fan, I thought we had a chance. But real shit, I knew our asses wasn't going to win in that game. We could have played a whole lot better than what we did.
How many Pro Bowlers do we have? How many Pro Bowlers do we have on this team?
I just sat there and listened to you, so you're going to listen to me for a second, okay? So
you're going to tell me why you sitting on the team. I don't need to hear that.
You are not coming up here, going to sit there and blast us on our platform without me talking. I'll let you talk, but you're going to let me talk. So at the end of the day, right, the defense only could do so damn much with the injuries we had, and they still balled out, and they was on the fucking field for almost damn near 40 fucking minutes, while our offense has been inconsistent for the last fucking 8 fucking games. So at the end of the fucking day, Nick, none of us are fucking evaluators. We are fans of the fucking game. We can do and say what the fuck we please. Ain't none of us.
You know what I chose to talk about? Winters. You know what I chose to talk about? You know what I chose to talk about? I chose to talk about us winning 11 games. I chose to talk about our offense. I chose to talk about the positive. You chose to talk about the negative.
You coming on our platform stating that ain't nobody talking about how nobody don't want to talk. Everybody's upset.
I know this your platform, bro. You ain't got to keep telling me that. I know this your platform.
I got a right to be the fuck upset, man. I got a right to be mad, dude. I'm a fucking fan. I took plane, trains, and automobiles like some of these people on this fucking panel. I got a right to be mad, dude.
You got a right to be mad, but do you have any reason to be happy? Do you have any reason to be excited?
Don't sit here and tell me you come on my fucking platform and sit there talking
I know
about
this your platform, bro. You ain't got to keep saying that.
All right then. So
it's an open panel, though. You invited me on.
Give us a chance to get to that point instead of coming over here firing shots. This is not TFTG.
Look. Okay, all right. Well, let me speak now. Let me speak. You can pick 1,000 reasons to be upset, but you can't pick 1,000 reasons to be happy.
Damn, you
gonna let me speak now. It's my turn to speak.
You ain't gotta keep telling me this y'all platform. I know that. You invited me on.
So like coming right off the bat, being like that, Nick. Yo, we good, but don't just come out here.
Richard, you think I came at you personally or I came at the situation?
No, you came at everybody.
The problem is you can't address the situation. I'm addressing the situation. I'm not addressing you personally.
You missed out on all of us celebrating each other.
Shit.
You missed out on all of us celebrating each other, Nick. You came at the platform. You came at everybody at the platform.
I came at the comments. I didn't come at people. I came at the narrative.
Yes, you did, Nick. Yes, you
I came at the narrative. The narrative.
Yes, you did.
I'm sick of the negative narrative, man. Y'all, we're supposed to be DolFans, and we got is negative narrative.
Wait. We are DolFans. I'm not understanding where you coming from, though. I'm really not. Because at the end of the day, you came on our platform firing shots.
Exactly.
I would answer that if you give me the opportunity.
You came in hot as shit, Nick. You came in hot.
You keep muting me and you won't let me talk and explain myself.
I'm not muting you. Somebody else is muting you.
I know you're not. Listen. For 8 months, I've come on every platform I tried to come on and talk about the love and the positive and where we're going with our team and how we should embrace it. For 8 fucking months, I've been coming on here. All I've been hearing is your team. This is my team. I love it. We suck. We this. We that. We finally. And I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about as a whole, most platforms. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating because we did some shit that we haven't seen. And I'm 53 years old. We did some shit we haven't seen in 30 years.
Thanks.
Instead of us taking the first 24 hours.
Wait. First of all, let me talk a little bit.
Wait, I'm not finished. I'm not finished. Instead of us coming on here and saying, you know what, let's talk about the positive and where we're going and what we can do, the first thing we want to do is get on here and talk about like we some fucking football X's and O experts and we know the ins and outs and we know this and this man is a spot thrower. Every quarterback in the NFL is a spot thrower. Every quarterback in the NFL lead their receivers. Every one of them. And if y'all don't like the way it is, people that say shit like that don't know what the hell they talking about, and they need to just look at the accentuate the positives. What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with the negative?
First of all, I do know what I'm talking about, Nick.
I hear dog gonna squeal.
Nick, let me talk. I do know what I'm talking about. I do know what I see. I do know what I hear. And second of all, you missed out on us praising everything. Praising each other, praising the team. But you got to be realistic and see what's been happening at the same time.
I don't have to be realistic 10 hours later. 10 hours later. Let me enjoy the season.
Let me finish talking.
Nick.
You butt in one more time and I will boot you, Nick. Listen, we are trying to be a friendly panel on here, and you jumped in here yelling and screaming at everybody. It's our opinions. Up here, we all agree to disagree with each other. We don't jump down someone's throat. Second of all, it's our opinions. You don't have to jump on all of us about, we're not negative about the team. And I also like to say, yes, we made records and stuff, but records didn't win us the games that we needed to win.
Thanks.
We broke records in games that we lost that we needed to win. Did the records win us? No.
But we didn't win. We didn't win. So does that change your love for the team?
No, it don't change
No.
my love for the
Right.
team. I'm gonna
That's
love
what I'm
this team
saying. We
regardless, no
didn't
matter
win.
what.
Only one team can win, and it wasn't our time. But I
Right.
still enjoyed the season. I enjoyed
Well,
this season.
we enjoyed the season too. So
Yeah,
why
but
are you coming down on us?
So I'm not coming down. Look. Wait. Let me finish, and then y'all can have whatever y'all want to have, because I want to clear some shit up. Papa Paul, Winters, and anybody else on this panel, I didn't come at you. I came at this fucking negative narrative surrounding by the most important thing outside of my kids and my country in my life. And I'm sick of it. Let's not do that. We don't have to do that, because I don't care how much you say you know, how much you think you know, we don't know shit. We don't know nothing. We don't know a reason why a play was called. We don't know a reason why a pass didn't get called. We don't know anything. All we know is that we want to sit up here and think about what should have happened, and then we want to blame somebody for what didn't happen to our own expectations. And all we need, and we can sit up here and talk about the love that we have and the great season and the strides that we made. And I say it again, in 2019, people wanted to investigate the NFL, investigate the Miami Dolphins for what they call an unsafe work environment. And come 2023, we was projected to go to the Super Bowl, to win the division, to do all these things. To me, I'd rather talk about the positives. That's all I'm saying, especially 12 hours after we just played.
Okay, well, let me go.
Let me say something real quick, though.
No,
at
go
the
ahead.
At the end of the day, when somebody creates a platform, they get to choose the direction.
It ain't about the platform. Okay. God damn.
I didn't cut you off. I didn't cut you off not one time, Nick. Don't do that to me, bro. I ain't cut you off not one time. You did not hear my voice not one time when you're on here, bro. Don't do that. Let me speak. All right. Again, this is the direction they choose to go. If you don't like the conversation that they're having, there's many YouTube platforms on YouTube that you could go on and have those conversations. But let them have their opinions. Let them speak what they want to talk about. You don't have to.
This platform. They grown ass men. They can talk what they want to talk, but they invited me on here, and I can say what I want to say.
And I'm gonna say what I want to say.
And I can rebut that.
And I can
See,
rebut
the problem is that you guys want to say this my platform is my, and then you want to cry victim when somebody push back.
No,
all I'm doing is pushing back. And I'm not coming over here saying that's all.
I took care of that. I'm tired of that. I'm sorry. I don't need the bullshit.
No, I because see,
I don't know what happened to Shake.
Mm.
Shake, if you hear us, come back on, Shake.
Yeah, because Shake was saying was speaking the truth. But I want to say that, you know, you don't have to be a former football player or coach to see certain things with these games. You don't have to be a coach. You don't have to have. You can look at the game.
You just have to have two pair of eyes.
Exactly. You got eyes. You got eyes. You can see. The eyes. Sometimes your eyes are not going to lie to you. Okay, and then also too, everybody is entitled to their opinion. Period.
Right.
Okay. Now, when you're saying something about what went on in the game, you're not being negative. You're pointing out things that need to be corrected. That's how you get better. When something's going wrong and you see it, you correct it. That's what we are doing. We love our team because that's what we're talking about. But at the same time, we're pointing out things that need to change. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what happens if you have a job, if you own a business or you work at a job, you're going to see the same thing. You're going to have meetings to discuss what can we do to get better because we're not doing good here with this department. We got to get better. That's what we're doing with our Dolphins. So for somebody to come in and say we're not experts, that's right, we're not experts, but we got eyes where we can see and understand what's going on with the team.
Thank you, Mr. Polk. You said it exactly right, Mr. Polk.
It's you know,
and then to cut Shake Money off like that. Shake Money is doing a lot for the Dolphin platform. He goes from platform to platform to platform, helping out. Okay,
yes, he does.
And y'all, and he said it right. And Paul, I'm gonna tell you something. This is why I come to this platform, because all platforms are different, and I belong to different platforms. And I go to different platforms so I can learn from different people about our team, about the NFL. That's why I talked about Anthony when I first came on. I'm learning from everybody, but don't get on and blast people like that.
Right,
Nick, don't do that, man, because that's wrong.
What you have to say, Shay?
Oh, nothing. Like I said, the only thing I was just trying to say is that, look, there's like a million Dolphin YouTubes. If you don't, if I get on there and I don't like what the person's saying, I leave and I let them. I don't try to dictate the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
One thing is saying I agree with you and I don't agree with you. You're pretty much saying, hey, this is what you guys got to talk about. Why don't we talk about this? You should talk about no. I'm like, no, if that's not what you want to talk about, then you have the right to not talk about that. At the end of the day, it is what it is, man. And like I said, one thing I've been preaching to is, look, McDaniels, I think he there's some plays that to be had last night, but at the same time, when it comes to situational play calling, you have a seasoned veteran play caller in Darren Bevel, who's the quarterback coach. I think he should be the play caller from now on. You know what I mean? Next year, going forward next year. And then once McDaniels gets comfortable being a head coach and figuring things out, then maybe he'll take and obviously Darren Bevel, if he does a good enough job with the play calling, he's gonna move up and move on somewhere. And then after that, try play calling again. But you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we're in a like, for instance, if you would have got hired when the team was just beginning to grow, if he was growing with the team, then I would say play calling, he shouldn't give up play calling because the team is growing. But the team is at a point where it's not growing. We're at the win now phase. So he needs a play caller that's been there and done that and has experience in playoff games and in Super Bowls, and that's Darren Bevel to a T. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree with you, Shake. Yeah. No, I appreciate it, Shake. You're 100% spot on. And yeah, I mean, he had no right jumping in like he did, coming down, like you said, coming down our throats. And he's saying he wasn't, but we all know different. But I appreciate your input, Shake. I do, because you're spot on that. McDaniel, I don't think there's very few of us, I think, expected us to win last night with the amount of injuries we had and the weather.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I'm happy where we ended up for the most part. But I mean, we bit ourselves in the foot. We had a 3-game lead and we blew it.
First off, I like Big Nick. He came on Larry's show one time. We had a little Big Nick's a cool guy.
I got nothing against Big Nick at all.
Let me finish my thought. This is where I'm confused with his, because I get what he's saying. But this is the first show that we're doing, as and we've all met personally, and this is the first like a reaction show, so to speak, about last night's game. We're not on here reflecting on the season. We're asking each other's opinions on last night's game. So it's not the whole subject matter isn't what do you think, what was your grade of the season wasn't the question. It was what are your thoughts on last night's game. Now, are they going to be the same as the season? Maybe, maybe not. Last night's game was disappointing. I mean, just simple and plain. For me, it's disappointing. It's not, but we're not talking about the season in its entirety. We're talking about last night's game. So, it's not about negativity or whether you're a football guru or whether it's just your opinion as a fan watching the game last night. What do you feel? And for me, it was disappointing. That's all. It's not a reflection on the whole season, so to speak.
But do you understand? Do you guys understand that I'm hurt? That I'm hurt.
Yeah, but
That
you
I'm
see
We
what
hurt.
I'm
all
saying
hurt,
though.
Nick.
This is our
Like when I
thoughts
I'm
say,
about
hurt
last
too,
night's
when I
game.
bro.
say,
It's not
when I say the
necessarily the
most
thoughts
important
about the whole
thing,
season, and it ain't got
when
to
I
be
say the most
negative.
important thing to me outside of my kids in this country, I mean that. Like I
Well,
physically get ill about this team, and all I want us to do, especially if we love this team the way I think we do, man, it's so much shit that we can accentuate the positives of. We was
Right.
not going to win the Super Bowl. We wasn't ready. We're not ready, but we're going in the right direction. And all we're going to do is sit up here and criticize our players
no,
and say
that's
they
not
suck
criticized.
when I
No, no,
know
no,
they
no, no,
left it
no.
all on the table for us.
I
When I
disagree with
know
that.
they left it all on the table, they wanted to win. They was in a bad situation. But instead of us coming on here and saying, man, god damn, I can't wait for the next season because I know we're only going to get better. They said Kansas City had the second youngest defense in the NFL the youngest defense on the NFL last night, right? And I know the Dolphins
in that zone.
Nick, you still there?
we don't have to come on here shitting on every loss. We got a player that we need to get rid of. But that player made a play 2 games ago that everybody was on his dick. Now all of a sudden they suck. They horrible. There's garbage. Mike McDaniel can't do this. Mike McDaniel. Well, you know what? One of the most successful businessmen in the world said Mike McDaniels can do it.
Okay,
And
Nick,
I'm just sick of us come on here poisoning the brains of not you guys.
Right.
It might not be you guys, but it's this overall narrative against this team, man. And I don't think it's fair. And I don't think we should be highlighting those negatives. We have opinions and we can criticize certain situations. But for all this, we can't do this and this team sucks and we need a new quarterback. This quarterback
But
did shit.
Paul, wait,
Only
Paul,
Dan
before
Marino ever did for
Paul,
this
before
team.
you say anything, Paul, can I say something, Nick? First thing first, Nick, you are welcome at our platform at any given time, and you know I got nothing but love and respect for you. That's number one, first and foremost. Number two, I eat, sleep, and shit these Dolphins the same way you do, bro. I love these Dolphins. This is the first time that I was able to travel for this team. This was the first time on some personal shit because I was taking care of my stepfather. My stepfather had cancer with my mom. So this is the first time I was able to really travel to see the Dolphins. So when you talking about how much these Dolphins mean to you, I've been wanting to do this for years, and I finally got a chance to be able to travel to see the boys in New England, to see them in the Carolina game and the Buffalo game at the Hard Rock, and then see them come to Philly. So I was able to finally see my boys finally, and to see them go through this season in different parts and different weeks and stages of it. It was a joy to see because it was adversity and all that. And I get exactly what you're saying, that you're tired of hearing people one week that they're the best thing is sliced bread, and the next week you want to get rid of them. That is just how fans think and feel. We're all hurt on this battle right now. We are all hurt. Like real rap. Like I ain't gonna lie to you. And realistically, in my heart, did I feel that we were going to win that game? No. But as the fan in me, I'm gonna keep it a beam with you, and it's not possible. And the fan in me, I want us to win every game. Will we win every game? No. You know what I'm saying? So I get exactly what you're saying, Nick. And I get you. I feel you. But you can't really sit there and tell a fan how to be a fan. You're going to have fans that's going to have that same shit that you're saying. They're going to say the same thing. Now, I think for me, and I'm going to let you go, Paul, after this. For me, the thing that hurts me the most about this is it's going to be a lot of key players that's on this current team that we just watched this season that's not going to be here next season. And that's what's going to hurt. That's what's going to hurt the most. It's a lot of question marks on Wilkins.
Thank God we got the best general manager in football.
You know what I mean? So yeah, so you got a lot of think we got a lot of thinking as fans. What is this Dolphin team's going to look like as the draft, off season, up to training camp, and all that stuff going to look like next season? Because it's not going to be the same team. It's not.
I mean, look, and again, I'm going to apologize to everybody. I wasn't coming at you personally. I'm not telling people how to fan. All I'm saying is it's so much joy in accentuating the positives. It's so much fun to do that.
No, it's nothing wrong with that.
All I'm saying.
No, listen, it's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, I mean, it's just like I just mentioned before. It's like a job. You can have the best so-called best job in the world, but you're gonna have things that's not gonna go right. And the purpose is to see those things and correct them. Okay, that doesn't mean that you're gonna shut your job down because there's something negative going on. You address it, and that's what we're doing here. Now we're not experts and we're not coaches, we're not former players, but we can. Now I'm gonna tell you something. I was born in '64.
No,
The Dolphins were born in '66.
No.
So I've been a Dolphin fan for a long time, and I'm going to be a Dolphin fan for the rest of my life. But at the same time, I'm going to praise my team. But when if they're not playing well, I'm going to say, okay, we need to do better at this. We need to do better at that. Sometimes that means that a coach may be gone, or a player may be gone, because that's the NFL. That's not just a Miami Dolphin. That's the NFL. You're going to interchange. You're going to bring in people, whether it be coaches, players, to make your team better. Okay, but you can't sit and look at just the positive. There's nothing wrong with being positive. I praise the positive things about our team, but at the same time, you can't ignore the things that are not going right with the team. And you have to discuss some things so that we can see where we can go, what can we do to make our team better. That's what it's all about. And everybody has their own way of looking at things, and you have to respect that. I was on the platform a few days back, and then someone in the chat room they were criticizing Chris Grier. But you know what? My opinion of Chris Grier is different, because I like Chris Grier. But other people may not like him. Some people are always saying we need to get rid of him. But that's not my opinion. So I'm going to keep my opinion. I'm going to respect their opinion, but I may not agree with it, but I'm going to respect it. And what happened? That goes for any and everybody. Big Nick, I have nothing against you, because I know I don't know you, but I have an idea of what kind of person you are. But same with everybody else on the panel. But I'm going to respect any and everybody, and Shake Money can tell you that.
There's not nothing on this team negative or a pitfall or anything on this team that none of us know about. I mean, don't know about. Everything that's wrong with this team, all 6 of us on this panel knows exactly the problems with this team. That's a given, right? But we don't spend enough time. All I'm saying is we have all off seasons to address situations with this team and to reflect on what went wrong. But right now, 12 hours after our season has come to a close, we haven't reflected not one. Well, I haven't heard us reflect one time on what a great season this was for lifelong Dolphins who have suffered for 30 years just to get to this point. That's all I'm saying. We have time to talk about who didn't play well or what play call didn't work. But right now, it's a time for celebration.
It's a time for celebration and time to reflect and for correction. I'm sorry.
I mean, I agree to disagree. I don't do participation ribbons. We lost. That's just what it is.
Exactly. Listen,
let me.
Can I say one last thing?
Go ahead, Shake.
Like I said, that's the one thing that Pierre harp on. We're talking about last night. Now, at the end of the day, this Thursday, I'm on Larry K's channel with that handsome man right next to Papa Paul and above Mr. Polk. But no, this Thursday.
And I appreciate those kind words.
And listen, this Thursday, we're gonna do. I do a show called Happy Hour. We're gonna do season awards, and we're gonna highlight our favorite memories, whether it be a tailgate or incident that we have. So yeah, this Thursday on Finn's Tailgate and on Finn's Tailgate, I'm gonna do the same thing for the Friday night. I called it looking through the rear view open panel. We're gonna be talking about that, but again, like you said, we have time to talk about the good things, but right now we're just talking about last night, and last night was a disaster. That's all.
Okay. And that's 100% true. We have not discussed this season. We're talking about last night's game and what we saw as fans and stuff. But looking at some comments, because I just got home, I was in the car doing all this, looking at some comments right now. Our problem is not the quarterback. Our problem, to me, this is my opinion.
The better team.
We are a better team than we have been in years, yes.
No,
And
I said
love
we
that.
played a better team. That's the problem.
Oh,
let him finish, please.
Let me, please. The thing is, the way I see it, the coaches did what they needed to do with our offensive line to give Tua the 2 or 3 seconds he needed to throw that fastball wherever he needed to throw it. What we need is an offensive line that can give Tua 5 to 6 seconds, even 4 seconds, not the 2 to 3 seconds, to evaluate, to maybe throw it to a person that's wide open instead of to the spot that he's got the 2 to 3 seconds to throw it to that spot. That is my opinion, my evaluation. But we're not discussing all that right now. We were talking about last night's game and how we saw it. I honestly didn't think we had a chance of winning it with how depleted our team was with injuries.
Well, I'll say this. Let's start off talking about the game right now, and we can start it off right here. I will say this to everybody on this panel. I thought at halftime we still had a chance to win the game.
Yes, I agree.
You know, I'll keep it a whole 100 with you. I felt that if we were still in the game, we getting the ball back after halftime. You know, I'm still confident, even though the because I'm going to say this, the defense kept us in that game as long as
they did.
They really did, and even with the injuries they have sustained on that side of the ball, even Duke Riley was playing banged up. After I think it was the first quarter, he got banged up real quick, and it was a cross pattern, and I guess he was supposed to take a cross pattern, and Kansas City took advantage of it. It's a part of the game, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, we've seen a whole bunch of holds last night. Yeah, we've seen a whole bunch of calls that weren't called, but this is the playoffs. The same thing that was called in the regular season is not going to get called in the playoffs. I'm telling y'all that right then and there. Don't be surprised. So,
see, my problem with discussing last night's game is that it's going to be interpreted full of excuses, right? And that's the only way I can go. I'm not willing to concede that Kansas City would have beat us at full strength. So it's hard for me to criticize or even evaluate last night's game when the broadcasters themselves say we missed 25 sacks off the defense last night. 25 sacks off our defense. We had two guys that wasn't in the NFL a month ago as our premier pass rushers. We had an undrafted free agent guy that we've been saying is the next best thing since Deion Sanders get exposed this whole season. But you know what? That kid got out there and he played his ass off. And not one time did I criticize him negatively. We had safeties in the back who didn't know what was going on in the back.
Nick,
those guys wasn't supposed to be on the field. But
we're
you know
not
what?
criticizing the players that played last night. We're not.
It's hard for me to evaluate last night's game when I know that we missed 9 Pro Bowl starters.
Exactly.
But it's not hard to evaluate last night's game because we had the players that played. It doesn't matter who's missing or not. The players that were there that played well, yes.
Well,
but we didn't have everything that we needed, so we knew it wasn't going to be great. But we still had a chance at halftime.
We had a chance. Right. We still had a chance. That was the key thing for us was we had a chance going in after halftime, going into the third quarter. And after
with as depleted as we were, we still had a chance. So we should be damn proud, and we are damn proud.
Absolutely.
We're not being negative on everything. We're just discussing what we saw last night, Nick. And I'm sorry if you mistook it. You know, and just like we mistook the way you came out at us, because you came out at us hot. And
at the narrative, Paul, not at you guys.
I understand.
Hey, Nick, I'm on that same time, because I was getting tired of the narrative too.
That. I do that because I hate bad
narratives. I hate bad narratives. Nick, I am the same way because I can't stand Pete. Pete is always Mr. Negative. And Dolphin winners will tell you I can't stand him because he tells me, "Oh, you know, Pete, your best friend." Bullshit.
I want to interrupt you one more time, Paul. I just want to say this. I just want to show the difference, right? So on Facebook, I got Dolphin friends, right? And we're all defending the Dolphins. We're all attacking all this hate that's coming out. We're not arguing back and forth with each other, right? We're going after everybody that has something to say that wasn't a Dolphin. I come on YouTube to be in a safe space, not this channel, but on YouTube to be in a safe space where I'm surrounded by nothing but Dolphin fans, and I got to fight.
Well, see,
Oh yeah, you're gonna fight.
we don't
Like, how is that not frustrating to a lifelong Dolphin fan since
Oh,
1982?
Okay, Nick, I got you beat. I've been a lifelong Dolphins fan since '72.
Me
And
too.
I understand the situation, but I have learned to agree to disagree with a lot of people because it's no matter what you do. What's up, Ethan? Glad you're watching some, brother. No matter what you do, there's always going to be the haters out there, always. And you can't sit there and try and it's like beating a dead dog.
Yeah.
The shit dead regardless, no matter what.
Yeah.
But see, that's why it goes back to what I'm piggyback on what Shake Money said. That's why there are so many different platforms, Miami Dolphin platform, because not everybody's opinion is the same with everybody else's. So that's why you have many platforms. Because I'll give you a good example. Reason, TD, okay. What's
I'm
that
through
guy?
with that dude. I'm done with that dude.
Yeah, but see,
I'm done with
everybody
that
has.
dude.
I've been to different platforms.
That dude was reveling. That dude was reveling last night. He was reveling in the. I told y'all, like, what kind of? You the second biggest platform on YouTube. What kind of shit is that for you to be reveling
He do it
in
for
the
ratings,
demise of
bro.
my
here's the
health?
thing. Nick,
He do it for ratings, man.
It goes back to what Shake Money said, because like I said, I've been on different platforms. I've been on different platforms too. They are all different. I have my preference to certain platforms. It's certain platforms I will not go on, and there's some I will go on, and it's because of what how I see the team. That's how I determine what platform I go on. But the
Hey,
thing
I
is,
hope I'm one of the platforms you go on.
I
exactly,
apologize once
exactly,
again. I didn't mean to come in that
exactly.
hot, but
But
I'm hurt.
what I'm saying,
Nick, we forgive you, Nick.
saying is, I have love from the Dolphins as well. But if when it comes down to the game yesterday, I give Frank Jones his kudos because we had a patched up defense, and they came out and they played. We had players that 2 or 3 of them came out the street, and they came out and they played the best way they can. Now they didn't play like our first string players because, like I said, we were patched up. But they kept us in the game where things could have changed, but it didn't happen. Now,
You know, I love
defense.
like I said, with that being said, that doesn't mean that we are a trash team. No, that doesn't mean that our offense, our coach, our quarterback, and offensive players are trash. They are not. But they have. But in order for us to make it to the promised land, we got to make some changes, and that's facts. We can sit here and say, "Okay, we've been negative, we've been positive." It's facts. The facts are looking us right in the face. It's almost sitting on our face.
I love Waddle, but if Waddle don't hurry up and become a diva, if he don't hurry up and become a diva, I don't know what to say about Waddle. I love him.
You know what? I'm
better become a diva.
I'm afraid that we might lose him. We might lose him because you got to think, ain't his contract coming up after the season coming up? So he's going to want some money.
We're gonna lose him. We got no money to sign the core. We're gonna keep the core.
They have an option. They have the 5th-year option coming up.
Okay.
Yeah, the 5th-year option's coming up.
Yeah, but if he don't become a diva, man,
we're going into.
If he don't become, at least just become Chad Johnson, demand the goddamn ball, Waddle. You don't do any of that. You just go with the flow.
Okay,
I need him to become a diva. Be CD
you
Lamb. CD Lamb cried for 3 years.
Nick, you also got to understand that Waddle was hurt a lot this year.
Yeah,
I know. I hate to criticize a player, especially one I love, but I'm just saying, CD Lamb cried for 3 years.
Hey Nick, I'm gonna keep it a beam with you. Nick. Even in the preseason, right? I think he had an oblique injury in the preseason. Came into the season hurt. even in that, I'll be honest with you, and I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. That week 2 game against New England, when he got popped and had to go into concussion protocol, that took a lot out of him, for real, because that was a hell of a hit. Because the DB came up and smacked the hell out of him. And then after that, he got hurt again. I mean, guys, we got to sit here and look at the realistic of the whole thing. Speedy receivers, you hit them one good time. Man, come on. Like, we all watch old school football. You know what you do with speed. You smack it. You just got to smack it one good time. And that's anybody.
But can you throw your helmet on the ground in frustration one time to let Tua see you on the field too? Can you go over there and snap on McDaniel? Can you do something?
We don't need another 15-yard penalty like Chuck did.
Real quick, I just want to shout out to Raphael, Jamie, Chuck Kirby, Q, everybody who's out there watching us. If you're on YouTube, please hit the like and subscribe. We appreciate y'all joining in with us and putting up with us and everything. If you have any questions, ask the questions. I'll do my best to get them on. But yeah, there's got to be some changes on some things, and I think I agree 100% with Anthony that we need a play caller besides the head coach.
Yeah, I agree with that also.
I mean, Ken Dorsey is sitting out there with no job.
I don't agree with that. I'm sorry, because Sean McVay calls his plays. The guy in San Francisco calls his plays.
Okay, but let me reiterate on that, Big Nick. Those coaches have a lot more years experience as a head coach.
Right.
This is still a rookie head coach.
Yeah, Paul, they didn't have it until they got it, though. They didn't have the experience until they got it.
Actually, no, not really, because those guys were offensive coordinators before they got their big breaks. So they had experience play calling before they became.
Yeah, but they wasn't head coaches though.
Yeah, but
it's a different animal when you're offensive coordinator and a head coach.
Exactly.
Yeah, but McVay came in successful right away doing it, so he's a bad example, in my opinion.
But you got to understand, he can't. It's quite obvious. I mean, to me, it's quite obvious. He's not able to do both. It doesn't seem like right now. Maybe he can in a couple years, but right now, to me, he's not seeing the whole picture as someone else who can be concentrating just on that alone.
And
the difference is San Francisco was able to garner speed, and then they was able to garner meanness too, right? Toughness with that speed over time. Right now, we're just in the first stage. We've got the speed. Now we got to go out and find some killers.
Thank you.
And then maybe that'll be a different story. I don't think he cannot do it because the whole league emulates our playbook this year. The whole league has emulated it.
I understand that. I'm not saying he can't do it, but right now I don't see him able to do it, is what I'm saying.
Well, I'll say this to you, Paul, and I'm going to piggyback on what you just said. We signed this man to a 5-year contract, and as of next season, he's going into year 3. He has a whole offseason to get his shit together and sit there and come back and not be on something. See, here's the thing. I love my coach. I really do. I love McDaniel. I like what he brings to the game. But for me, that buddy shit, nah, bro. You got to sit there and instill some toughness and a little bit of old school shit with that, because you can't be everybody's fucking friend. You got to ruffle some feathers, and that's the problem. He ain't been ruffling no feathers. You know what I'm saying?
I will go back to what I said earlier. My personal opinion, I still think we need a bigger and better offensive line.
Well, you can't find offensive line. They don't fall off trees like that, brother.
I understand that, but we can try. We can look. They didn't try to look for anybody last year, if you think about it.
Yeah, Armstead need to do the right thing, man. Armstead need to do the right thing. I love him, but he got to do the right thing. He got to do it with what was the offensive lineman name we had before we got Tunsil? He needs to do what he do. He needs to step aside and say, "I'm done. I'm retired." You know, and
reconstruct his contract, one of the two.
And then the other thing we got to keep in mind too is that we did hire a good offensive line coach with Bush Barrett. And I'm gonna tell you something. I give kudos to Bush Barrett, and I've said this, and I know Shake Money probably tired of hearing me say that, but kudos to Bush Barrett, because really our offensive line did improve a little bit last year, and then this year we AJ
had a bad game last night. AJ had a bad game.
No. Let me finish. Now, well, like I said, with our injury, Bushbury plugged and played these players, and with most of the games this season, we did well.
I agree with you, Mr. Poole.
Enough, but we did well. But is there room for improvement? Of course. But we might have to do it through free agency and through the draft, as far as bringing some other players in. And I agree with Armstead, because he needs to consider retiring and whatever. But until we can find players to come in and fill the spot, we got to do what we have.
I'm just confused with why everybody's tap dancing around the obvious problem, man. And I part of me, last night I hear everybody talking about the injuries on defense and this, and we did have two guys come off the couch older than me, and but the defense did what they could do. Our offense was healthy. Who were we missing? Connor Williams?
Oh, that's right.
Hold up, maybe we were missing Connor Williams. Who else was missing on our offense? This whole season was predicated on how great our offense is, how we broke these records, how we're high-powered, the greatest show on surf, and all this other talk. Where the hell was that offense that didn't have any injuries? That had opportunity after opportunity and did the same thing they did against Tennessee and just fell flat. And then these last games of the season, and this is just me personally. The last, when we had a lead and we had a lead in the division by 3 games, and we had a chance where we could have been playing in Miami last night, and the weather wouldn't have been a factor. We possibly had a couple more home games. It's when our defense, outside of the Baltimore game, our defense pretty much played good enough. I mean, are they going to be able to play lights out? We had a lot of injuries against Buffalo. They got us 3 takeaways, opportunity after opportunity after opportunity at home. Who was missing on offense then? Waddle. But we still got Wilson. We still got other playmakers. It's one common denominator. And I ain't blaming Mike McDaniel. I feel like Mike McDaniel's done okay, but he's done what he could do. There's one guy that, like everybody says, man, is in on every play on offense. And this is the guy that has to play better. To me, it's not anybody else, man. You got to get
to that narrative, the pushback that I give to that, and whether you accept it or not.
Well, I don't know if it's a narrative, Big Nick. I think it's just factual basis. Okay, it's not a narrative, though.
To add some context to that fact is that I think our offense was patchwork just as much as our defense was. The only players on our offense that was healthy, was the quarterback, the tight end, and that's it basically. The quarterback and the tight end. Our number 1 running back, we know he was hurt. The man scored 20 touchdowns this year. We know he had over 1,000 yards. He was
averaging 4 yards a carry though.
Right. We know he was hurt. He was banged up. He missed the last 2 games. Achane been hurt the whole season. Water been hurt the whole season. Tyreek is 100%. None of our offensive line, every one of our offensive linemen missed games this year. Every one of them missed multiple games this year.
But if you look at the last 6 games, our offense just slowly, where our defense got better every game, our offense sort of went down.
The injuries caught up
the last 6 games.
But listen, everybody at this point in the season, we all know this. I'm old enough to know. I know Nick said we're all old enough. We're all over 40 on this platform.
Right,
bro. At this point in the season,
you don't look at God.
Everybody's banged up. That old. Ain't nobody.
Ain't nobody. I didn't know you were that old. Boy, you don't look at.
Everybody up here knows at this point in the season, man, nobody's healthy, man. Everybody's banged up. And Tyreek,
I know.
Banged up as he was, man, he came back, got choked out, caught that ball. Man, that man made that play. He got us them points. They were good enough. And even Waddle, like you say, everybody's a little banged up right now. But to your point, Nick, we need some animals, man, that's going to go out there and play, banged up or not. Which in my opinion, Tyreek is one of them guys.
And I agree.
But when you come at QB1, I got to push back and say number 10 dropped a whole lot of passes.
I'm not coming at
number 10 dropped a whole lot of passes.
He's not coming at QB1.
I'm not coming at him
I know.
I'm not coming at him as a man. I'm not coming at him as a human being.
As a player.
Yes, sir.
Right.
And listen, his players has been below mediocre. We just think of the games.
Number
we
10
saw him
dropped
play.
a lot of passes, a lot of big passes.
Yes,
Number 10
yes,
dropped a lot of big
but
passes.
you know what?
Right, but number one got to step
okay,
up too.
wait.
No,
I'm
hold on. I'm with you
go,
100%. And
I'm going to go
dropped a lot
back
of
to
big
I'm going to
plays.
go back to our Wednesday night show where OJ came in, and he said, "Where would we be without number 10, Tyreek Hill?"
But listen, and Tyreek, man, I've been on him too, man. He drops, and he don't just drop passes. He drops passes in big moments, man.
Big
Yes.
pass.
All his drop, you ain't never
Big
seen him
pass.
drop one.
I agree with you,
He
but
drops them in big. But listen, we're not even leading the league in drop passes. We're not even up there. I mean, they are obvious to us as fans because they've come at big moments when we really need them.
Right,
But
right.
Exactly,
they didn't
yes.
drop a whole gang of passes all season.
Yeah.
You know, they did happen when
You
it mattered
know,
most, and that's why
we're-
they're glaring. And it seems like
That's
that
true.
we did.
That's true. That's
But
true.
a lot of
You know,
them passes,
you-
man,
you-
was
you
overthrown.
look at-
Them picks is just horrible throws. You know,
you look at from the first game up through the 10th game, let's say, our defense got better every game. Our offense got a little better every game. But then you look at the last 6 games, our offense seemed to just sort of become stagnant.
Yeah.
What happened in the last 6 games, Papa Paul? We lost our Pro Bowl center. You know, our big money free agent, left tackle. You know what I'm saying? It caught up with us.
Right, but here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. You got other teams that went through the same thing. Where they lost
you
their
gotta
players
have
on
the
offense,
next man up has to come
and the next man
step up.
and they stepped up and played.
But
We played.
here's-
I've seen some games with other teams where they on offense they lost some of their major players, but guess what? They stepped up and they played and they did what they can to win their games. And
Here
that's
come
what we're
Dolphin near
not. I'm
Nick.
sorry, we're not seeing that with our team.
Those other
And that's
teams
not
that have the 4th
criticizing.
hardest schedule in
Wait,
football.
let me finish, Nick. Let me finish. Let me finish.
I mean,
I'm
real
not
rap,
saying
like,
that we are trash. What I'm saying is that we have to make some kind of improvement. You got to start. It needs to be an attitude change where, listen, we may be banged up and this and that, but we're going to give it our all, and we're going to do the best that we can because when you reach the playoff things, there's no excuses. You can't make up excuses if you're not going where you need to go because either you're going to win or you're going to lose. And if
Don't
you're
tell
gonna
me how to
win,
fan.
then you got to play like a dog, and not just one person, but everybody. Everybody has.
If you look at it, and I agree with you, Mr. Polk. If you look at it, our defense, next man up, showed up.
yeah, I agree.
And I get kudos and credit to Fangio because he went and pulled 2 guys off the street, and look how they played.
Shoot, they was laying the lumber last night. They was definitely laying the lumber last night.
You know, and but I mean, all of it. The next man up on defense, they all really showed up. Our offense, it's like John has always said, they got to spread it around more. We have 8, 9 tight ends, receivers that can catch the freaking ball well. Spread it around to 8 or 9, not just 4 or 5, not 3 or 4.
Exactly. Chase Claypool, Cedric Wilson, Chris Brooks.
Well, Smythe,
I mean, we can go on.
Barrios. And anybody who's ever knows
Craycraft.
Barrios shows up in big games, man. Barrios is a
Yes.
baller, man. This man ain't getting no opportunities.
Barrios, Craycraft was making some great catches.
And I'm gonna tell you too, Barrios is a dog.
Smythe was there when we needed him, but they weren't used enough.
Oh, fuck.
Barrios is a dog.
Barrios is a
Yes.
dog.
He's
a
in Miami when we smoked Notre Dame's boots about 3-4 years ago when we was having, man, Barrios had a heck of a game. He shows up in big moments, man. The guy, they had him returning kicks like we used to do Wes Welker, man. And then Wes Welker went to New England, and what happened, man? He ended up being one of the greatest slot receivers.
Absolutely, but what was
so this all goes back
Barrios
down
right before our eyes, man.
This goes back down to that offensive line. Even though we gave them a lot of praise this year, the offensive line, it was the reason why the offense was schemed to get the ball out in 2 seconds. You know what I'm saying? And in those 2 seconds, Berrios, Claypool, Craycraft, they're not able to really garner the separation for that type of offense, right? So that's a lot of reason why the ball wasn't going to them, because they wasn't able to generate that type of separation that we needed for this offense. Now, that's not saying that those guys aren't dogs and they didn't make plays when we needed them. But if you notice, the plays that those guys made is when Tua had more time in the pocket to survey the field. But with the way our offensive scheme, hey, as soon as that back foot hit, you let that ball go. And those guys wasn't able to get the separation needed.
Well, but let me kind of piggyback on what you're saying too, Nick. I'm gonna say this. One thing we got to also realize too is that when we are putting the ball mainly into Tyreek's hand and
Charlie Kitty
and Waddle, you got to remember the other teams are seeing that too, and if they know that we're not going to throw the ball to any other players but them, they're going to be prepared for that. And they have shown that in some of the games where they know that either Waddle or he is going to get the ball, because we're going to only throw to them, and that's why we're having problems. And I'm not putting down Hill, and I'm not putting down Waddle, but these teams are prepared for that. They know what's coming, so we have to find ways to get the ball to other players besides Waddle and Hill. Claypool.
But that made me feel better about the team, because even with all that you just said, our quarterback still led the league in passing yards. You know what I'm saying? Our receivers still led the league in receptions. You know, it didn't get us shit. It didn't get us nothing. It didn't. But I'm just saying.
I can understand the stats, but what I'm
Welcome to the show, Joe Rist.
Yeah, I'm a positive dude. I'm sorry.
And you know what, Nick?
Positive too.
Nick, there's nothing wrong with being positive like you are, but sometimes you got to be a realist and see something is not quite working. And I'm not saying be negative on the team. I'm just saying look at the big picture. What can we do to improve it? And that's what we talk about sometimes. And that's where it needs to go. I'm not going to say, like Joe Rist is saying, need a quarterback and a coach that can perform under pressure. That's not necessarily true. They got it.
That is somewhat true. It is somewhat true. Because I'm going to be honest. I'll let Shake talk, and I'll sit there and put you back.
Okay, let me say one thing on that real quick. Is they performed under pressure real well against Baltimore last year. You got to look at that. What happened to that is the question. Go ahead, Shake.
See, well, where we're coming from is, I think the thing we're coming from is, let's say we have a car, right? And the transmission is broke. We can't be like, well, we have a good engine, we have great tires. That's not gonna, so let's focus on the engine and tires, and that's not going to make the car run. At the end of the day, if the transmission is bad, focusing on the good parts of the car ain't going to make the car better. We need to fix the transmission.
That's true, Shake. That's true, Shake. But as long as you know you got good tires and good motor, then all you need to focus on is replacing that transmission, and that's a simple fix.
Yes, and that's a great analogy. That's the way to put it.
And that's what we're saying about the team. We're not putting down the team.
We're just saying there's parts that really needs to be fixed.
Exactly. As far as Joe Rist, I don't know him. I can't quote anything that he's saying. I'm not looking at the comments, but I will bet everything that I'm going to make for the year 2024 that he would say that Jalen Hurts and their coach out there is a better situation than what we got. And they were 10-1. They were 10-1 and they lost 5 of the last 6 games. You know what I'm saying? They lost 5 of the last 6 games.
Hey, Big Nick, I'm gonna be honest with you. Here in Philly, brother, they were in the same situation that we were.
Yeah, that's Philly. Of course, that's Philly. I'm talking about.
Let winners talk first. Let them.
No, I understand. I'm going to let them talk, but I just want to clarify my point. That what I'm saying is the people that want to trash Tua and McDaniel are the same people that says that Hurts is a better quarterback than Tua, and also says. And I'm not talking about the Philly fans. I'm talking about the so-called DolFans.
No, I got
Hurts is a better quarterback, and their head coach is a better coach. But they just lost 5 of the last 6 games after being the Super Bowl favorite and started the season 10-1. You know what I'm
Fam,
saying?
they got
So
yo.
the hypocrisy is evident.
Yeah, and I fully 100% agree with you. But if they understood, and I live here in Philly, and if you heard it through the grapevine here, I guarantee you, I'll take the situation that we had in Miami before the situation they got up here in Philly, because they got. And I said this to
Shit, they booed Santa Claus.
I take my fandom hat off for a second, and we talk football. And I clearly told Eagle fans, y'all got too much effing talent to sit there and be in a debacle that y'all in right now. It's a lot of personal stuff going on that the fans like. Same thing with us. We don't know, and you said it perfectly. We don't know everything that's going on in that Miami Dolphins locker room or organization when them doors is closed. The same thing with the fans here in Philly. It's some shit you could clearly see as a fan. You could clearly see it's some shit going on. Their top receiver is hurt. Like they got some shit, and I think the same way. Now here's the thing: Sirianni is in his third season. And they calling for his head. They calling for his head right now. As fans, they calling for his head. And this guy took them to 2 playoff runs and a Super Bowl run last year. And they're calling for this dude's head now. So with that being said, that's why I tell people I give coaches 3 years. Because at least 2 years is going to take them 2 years to implement their system. That third season, let's see what you really got. Let's see what you made of. You know what I'm saying? So I get exactly what you're saying. I 100% of what you're saying, Nick.
Chris Greer.
Well, I'm gonna bring this up right here. Joe Riss says Philly wins on gimmicks and suffers the same issues as us. Well, a lot of the games, it was because of our play calling, which are a lot of it's gimmicks in a way.
Yes.
Won us the games, and then we lost the games that we needed to win.
Right.
So it's we're no different in a lot of ways. We just got to figure out something a little bit better. And I agree with Winters. This is his third year coming up. This is the year he's got to do it. If we don't make a deep run into the playoffs, if not the Super Bowl, then I agree with Winters. Something's got to be done, changed.
Right, and that's why I mentioned about him being in the hot seat. That doesn't mean that he's a trash coach. That means that in his third year, he has to make some changes and improvements. That's what it comes down to, and that's what play. And let me say, because like I said, Shake Money heard me say this a million times too. When it comes down to the Miami Dolphins and our players and our coaches,
I agree with you, Jamie.
I'm going to always be on the fence because I want them to bring something that's going to make our team a winning team. If you can't do it, then we need to move on. If you're not going to be able to give us what we need to be a winning team, it's time to move on. So you can't really get attached to these.
I'm tired of it.
With me, I'm not going to get attached to these players until they show me some production. And I'm not saying that to say I'm an expert. No. I want our team to be successful, so I want to have who we need what we need to do it. Coaches, players, period.
100%, Mr. Polk. Yes. I agree with Jamie 100%. Philly is a much tougher team and meaner in the trenches than we are, and we are always soft. We are kind of soft. I want to see more players like Chubb. When Chubb is out there, he gets pissed, and he is a fucking dog.
The intensity. He's very intense,
Yes. And I want to see more players like that. I don't want to see this friendly bullshit. It's just like last night, and I know it was cold, and I know it was tough, but that one play where Mahomes was running, and then he went towards the sideline, but didn't, and the guys are all just like, stopped for a second.
That was Duke Riley tried to push him. A 230-pound man, he tried to push him. That was Duke Riley.
But he got an extra 5 yards, and then he got to the end of the game. I'm not blaming anyone, because you got to be careful at the same time of the refs throwing that flag for roughing the passer. Even if he's running, and if he takes a step towards out of bounds and you hit him extra hard, they're going to throw that pass for, throw that flag for a penalty.
Well, I'll say this: they got him on an intentional grounding, but they got the play back with the roughing the passer. So it was like a damn if you do, damn if you don't. You know what I'm saying?
What sticks out for me? What sticks out for me is that the commentators kept saying last night that only the their three main players are the ones that's making the plays. And I, for the life of me, cannot understand how time and time again that number 4 was running across the middle, or Travis Kelce was running across the middle. I mean, without a guy 10 yards by them. I couldn't understand that for the life of me. Now, I know you guys said the defense played well, and we did fight well in the red zone. But you know what? When they drive that ball from 25 to 25 and all that time eat up time on the clock, that's not helping us either.
No,
we
that was
get off the field, but we needed to.
Kohu, they was picking on Kohu a lot last night, and that's who they had number 4 on. Number 4 was just killing us. And even when he
across the middle.
Dude, it was the way Andy and those guys game plan for us. It was matchup problems. They set up, they seen the mismatch, and they went after it. And I got to give them credit. You got to give them credit where credit is due. It's the same thing last week with Ingram. When Ingram was set up out there, who was it? Was it Diggs against Ingram or something, or somebody where
Ingram is not a a cover guy.
You know what I mean?
He's too old and slow to be a cover guy.
Yeah, you never lied about that. And they found a mismatch. So you can't discredit. I always tell people, I don't discredit anything. If they get the mismatch, it would be the same thing if we get the mismatch. We get the mismatch, you're supposed to exploit it. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what they do.
Winter, it seems like we never find that mismatch. Now, that's one criticism I can say. We never exploit that one mismatch. Never.
Well, no, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. When we do find a mismatch, we don't capitalize on it. And that's the problem. That's the problem, Big Nick. We've had a couple games
and that reason right there, though, is because Tua doesn't have enough time to scan the field.
Right. And or my beloved coach is not scheming up mismatches the way he should be.
But that's what me and Nick agree with.
I agree.
Can you imagine if McVay or Shanahan had Achane? He would have been lined up in the slot in the receiver. Like, this kid is special, man. We can't keep just utilizing him as a running back. Let's take advantage of him. Let's put him in the slot. Let's put him at receiver. Let's have him do a lot of the things that Tyreek is able to do. Like, we didn't do any of that.
I agree with you 100% on that. Everybody who knows me knows that Chan is my guy.
Yeah.
Right. Since day one, I know. Since the draft.
Yeah.
Him and Van Ginkel are your guys.
Mm-hmm.
Van Ginkel is my wife's guy. That's or she says that's her boy.
Yeah, that's mine too.
Well, she better love him. She better love him in New England next year.
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
Don't say that.
He might not be able to find any place to go because of his injury. He'll be recovering. So
right.
I got $50 million.
Go ahead, Shay.
I see at least $50 to $60 million on the books coming off the books next year. I see it.
I was saying if Flores is still in Minnesota, I could see him going there.
Yep.
Going to New England.
Wait a minute. No, we just played them. Who we play next year? Who's
No, Shake. Who you talking about?
He was talking about Van Ginkel going with Flores to Minnesota.
I wouldn't be surprised.
We play the South, and then we play the NFC West, and
we play Cleveland. We play another AFC North team and another NFC North team. We just don't know yet.
But the schedule is I think the schedule is the NFC South and the AFC South, right? Next year.
No. NFC North, NFC West, NFC South.
We just played the West.
No, we only played one team out of the West. That's it.
That was shit.
Yeah. Because San Francisco's coming to Miami next year.
Yeah.
But no, we play the South, the NFC West. We play the AFC South, and we play the second place team of the NFC North, which is Green Bay.
Finally, we get a good schedule. God damn, we should win 12 games next year.
I hope so. I mean, we go into Green Bay. That's going to be tough.
Do y'all realize how long it's been since we had a good skater? It's
We
been
had
a while
every
since we had a good skater. Good.
Yeah,
See, now,
2019.
We had,
2019.
Exactly.
we had every
I said,
chance in the
good
world
grief,
to
man,
win
y'all-
12 games this year.
Yeah, we did.
'Cause,
We
man,
did.
they
We
was-
should have won 13. We were
Yeah,
3
we-
minutes. We were 3
we
minutes in the fumble recovery away from winning 13 games.
You
we
ain't never lied.
we shouldn't have lost to Tennessee.
We shouldn't have lost to Kansas City.
Well, we shouldn't have lost to Buffalo the last game either.
Yeah, we
Absolutely.
With that, we had Buffalo contained for a good.
And
while.
the
That
whole
defense had
second
them
half,
contained, man.
the whole second half, we played soft.
Listen, I got a brother.
We couldn't
Papa
get that
Paul.
dude on the ground, man.
Yo, hey, Big Nick, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. One of my boys, he's a diehard Bills fan. He hit me up and he said, "Brother, y'all had so many opportunities to do us in, and y'all just didn't do it."
We
And
couldn't
he
get that
even
dude
said
on
it.
the ground. We couldn't
Yeah,
get him
he-
on the ground.
Dude, he even said, he said that whole game, he was like, y'all gave us the game. He said, y'all literally had 6 to 7 opportunities to put us away, and y'all just didn't do it. I said, bro, I said the same thing too.
And
And
that dude ran over a defensive end, man. We couldn't get that dude on the ground for nothing. That's all we had to do, get that dude on the ground. Everybody else was locked down on that team. But that one dude, they quarterback, we couldn't get his ass on the ground.
Just couldn't get his ass down to the ground, bro. Definitely, man. Definitely.
I love my team, man. I love you guys. I love this team, man. I'm so excited about this all season because I know Chris Griffin to clear up $50 to $60 million off this team. Buy X. I love you. Buy X. Buy Baker. You know what I'm saying?
But you
Gotta
know,
go.
True. Sad but true, because there's no way we're picking up the 24 million on X. I don't see that at all.
Exactly. But you know what, Big Nick, I agree 100% with you because I definitely love, and that's another thing. People don't realize what Chris
Who's got
Greer.
someone's got TV on?
Who got TV on?
It's gone now.
Pay Wilkins right now. Pay him.
No. What I'm about to say is that people don't realize what Chris Greer has done.
Pay Wilkins. That's my message to the
Shake,
year.
what you say to that? Shake, Pay Wilkins.
Well, hey, look at Sealer though. Sealer's had a hell of a year.
But he got paid already. No, Pay
I
Wilkins.
understand that.
No, but can y'all hear me?
Yes,
we can hear you.
Oh, well, what I was saying, look at what Chris Greer has done to our team when he took over. He cleared up a lot of dead money that we had occurred with Sue, with Tannehill, and maybe a couple other players. We overpaid these guys, and Chris Greer came and cleared up our cap where we can go out and get some of the players that we have on our team right now. But the thing is, I hate to go on different platforms and see people just criticize Chris Greer.
That's crazy.
For some of the mistakes that's going on with the team. It's not really, Chris Greer has done what he can do to give our team a chance.
Chris Greer is a master of contracts.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now I'm not saying he's perfect, but he's about as good as you can get.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough next year, but 2025 we're gonna have like 19 players under contract, and that's our core players. Do y'all understand that?
Well, that's why they say that window is closing.
For 1 year, closed. 2025 it opens back up.
Well, here's the thing with that, Nick.
Everybody out there, please hit the like button on YouTube. Please.
Here's the thing with that, Nick, and I'm gonna piggyback off of that, Nick. The thing is, and I agree with you. Yeah, we're gonna have like 19 players, but you remember we only got Tyreek for only this season coming up and the next season. So
you think Tyreek gonna after 10 years? No, man, Tyreek gonna resign. Tyreek gonna resign because look, we're gonna have $140 million in 2025.
The thing about it is, what is he gonna want? Because we gave him 72. So that's the question mark. That's a whole.
You gonna get what a 10-year player get? God damn it, you ain't no 6-year player no more. You a 10-year player now. You ain't getting what you get there now.
Yeah, because you're a veteran player now. You're a veteran player. You're not. You know what I'm saying? So because right now Tyreek is in the prime of his career right now, and that's why we have to sit there and we have to do something within the next season or two. Because, like we said, the window is closing. This window is not going to be open. This window is going to close very, very soon. And then we don't know who our quarterback is going to be after next season.
I do.
It's going to be number one. It's going to be number one.
Yeah, it's going to be QB1, man.
We're gonna see. We're gonna save that subject for later on for future references. We're gonna say that for later because I'd like to do something like that for later.
I think the next Tyreek is probably in the 12th grade right now, and Tyreek know that.
Oh, dude, they got no. It's a young boy. You need to look him up because he's in that area, Florida.
I know. I heard about him as fast as Tyreek and all that. I know.
Oh my God, yo!
You talking about Blaze?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a kid. He is astronomical.
Dude, I ain't never seen
Blaze
like that
on YouTube. Look him up.
I ain't never seen nothing like that.
I watch him. I take him out. They call him the next Tyreek.
Dude, he just it's like everybody else's speed and then it's his speed. And his speed is just like, and you like, wow. Like, yeah, so
next year gonna be kind of rough. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's gonna be kind of rough next year because we don't have the money to pay these guys.
Right.
Boy, look here, we just hold on. Because we're gonna have our core players. I'm telling you, that 19 players gonna be our core players.
Well, we're gonna pray that them core players they can stay healthy also. I mean,
stay
that's
healthy.
the key thing.
Stay healthy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Gentlemen, I know I'm not going to be on here too much longer. I got to go back to work and finish up what I got to finish up. I appreciate every single one of you guys coming on this platform.
Again, I want to apologize to you, my brother. I didn't mean to attack you guys. I just
Anthony, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Anthony. Big Nick, I appreciate you, brother. You know it's all love. At the end of the day, it's always going to be like that because I feel your passion, bro. I'm literally the same way. I might not act like it on here. I might be sitting there on the phone with Shake Money or Papa Paul, and trust me, when I shoot the shit with them, I definitely don't say shit on here that I do on the phone. I can promise you that. So I feel you. I definitely.
The only reason I'm even here, because everybody know me. When the Dolphins lose, I run. I talk shit and I run, and I'm proud of that. And I don't care what nobody say. The only reason I'm here because the season over.
Right.
Okay, let's just go around the room and everybody give their last thoughts, please. We're gonna call it a show. It's been almost 2 hours.
We'll start up with you, Big Nick.
All right. Well, like I said, it's been 30 years since I felt like this, right? I haven't felt like this since the 1996 Miami Dolphins, right? I haven't felt like this at all about the Dolphins. And I kept saying over and over again, trying to implement this to other Dolphins. The beauty is to watching your garbage-ass team grow to be a juggernaut. That's the beauty for me, is to watching the team that was in purgatory for 25 years. All of a sudden now, I can hang my hat on. I got one of the best teams in the NFL. And I know injuries derailed our season, and I know a lot of other things did. But I am even more optimistic about this team, and the hate and the shit that I go through about this team only solidify my love for this team. And I just want all of us for once to come together and be the Dallas Cowboy fan base. Them motherfuckers got 27 years of misery, but every year is their year. I want us to be them. I want us to be them.
Right.
So I'm going to keep striving for that, and I'm going to keep pushing the positivity. And when it's time for criticism of my team, I will do it, but I will never get on my team. I will never say a player on my team sucks, trash, is the reason why we lost. I only did that one time, and his name was Mark Colombo, and I rejoiced when he got off my team. Other than that, go
real quick, Big Nick, before you leave, I appreciate your passion for the team. Because I'm right there with you. It's been decades since we have seen a team that is up there in the top of the league.
Right.
And I have the same passion. Trust me, brother. I do. And I don't think any of us on this panel have ever talked negative about a person. We may not like the way they played. We may not agree with the way they played or their job they did on a particular game, but we never talk negative about a person because everybody who knows me knows I'm against that because I was bullied all my life.
Mm-hmm.
I may be 6'5" and 300 pounds, but I was still bullied.
We the ones that's bullied. I'm 6'2", 230. We're the ones that was bullied.
Yeah,
I won't lie to you.
I was
We were the
bullied.
ones.
I'm sure did both of y'all. I was bullied.
And
But
I appreciate your passion, Big Nick. And
I
we'll
love
go
them,
from
man.
there. You have a wonderful day and rest of the weekend, Big Nick. Peace, love, and fins up, bro.
The last thing I'm gonna say to anybody that didn't grow up with the Dolphins and knowing the dominance of the Dolphins and think that the Miami is the Miami Heat team, I will say it again. If Pat Riley and Mickey Arison pack up tomorrow and move to another city, we'll be hurt. If Steven Ross pack up the Miami Dolphins and leave Miami, we're in the universe. It's a difference.
Yeah, exactly. Have a
Much
good
love,
night.
guys. Hands up.
Have a good
too.
one now. Take care, Big Nick. Mr. Paul, you want to go next?
We over the years, like I said, since I've been in Dolphin, we have one of the most talented teams that I've seen since the 70s.
Yeah.
And I may even go as far as saying, to a certain point, they may even be more talented than those guys. My thing is, I want to see us utilize that talent and make it to the promised land. And as fans, we're gonna have our difference of opinions, but at the end of the day, we all love our Miami Dolphins. So we have to understand and realize that everybody doesn't see the team the same way. So let's love and respect each other and our differences, and just remember at the end of the day, we are Dolphin fans. Period. So Dolphin winners, Papa Paul, Shake, my brother Shake, as always, I love you guys.
Much love
man,
to you,
and,
Mr. Polk. Much love.
And I will see some of y'all on other platforms. So let's have a great Sunday and have a great week coming up.
You too, Mr. Paul. We love you, brother. Peace, love, and fins up.
All right, fins up, y'all.
Fins up. Shake Money, talk to us, man. What's your final thoughts?
Listen, this is going to be a brand new year, brand new season. So what I'd say is we need to tag Christian Wilkins and trade him. Good night.
I just knew that.
You knew that was going.
I knew that was coming.
I'm not gonna say much, but
what Shake? Well, real quick. What Shake Money says is money.
That's hilarious. I knew that was going to happen, but I wanted first thing first, as always. I'd like to thank everybody that tuned in and watched us today. This was like kind of a preempt thing that Papa Paul said, "Why not? We're gonna do something after the game," and I'm happy you did that. And folks, yeah, it's a somber day for us Miami Dolphin fans, but listen. We love this team, good, bad, or indifferent. Yeah, it wasn't the outcome that we wanted, but guess what? Listen, we did what we could do. It was an 11-6 season. It was fun to see in person. It was fun to see at the Hard Rock. It was fun to see at New England and in Philadelphia. It was just fun to see my boys and our boys play the best that they could. Good, bad, or indifferent. Injuries or no injuries. The good, the bad, the ugly. We've seen it. And listen, yeah, it's going to hurt for a while. It's going to sting for a while. But I know us Dolphin fans, we will be back in full effect, starting the tailgating, looking at the off season, looking at the moves, looking at the drafts. I'm looking forward to it. I want to thank you guys for being with us this whole season. And we plan on doing some shows during the spring and summer, right, Paul?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So definitely.
We'll probably start doing some more shows after the Super Bowl.
Right.
We might hit one before, but I don't know yet. We'll see how things are going.
That's fine with me because, I mean, we might slow it down a little bit, and all that, and we'll come up with some concepts or whatever. But, folks, I appreciate you guys. This has been a pleasure for myself and Papa Paul. And, if it wasn't for you guys, the fans, this platform would not be in existence at all. So I personally want to say thank you to everybody that's even been on here, watched, heard of, or supported. We appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Well, peace, love, and fins up, everybody. Y'all have a good day.